Hey there, quirky peeps! Today we're going to focus on a couple of new characters joining the MCU. So far, people have loved the visual spectacle that Eternals is. It has got a lot of world building and some great character work. Speaking of the characters, we've got at least 12 new ones coming in through this film. We've already explored the powers and abilities of Icarus, Circe, Gilgamesh, and Athena. So now, we're going to pick up the pace. It is time to move on to the next few characters in the Eternals team. And we've chosen to go for the rest of the men first. Before I talk about them, I'd request you guys to become subscribers of our channel. We've got a wide range of content library just waiting to be watched by you. So, smash the subscribe button and hop onto the ride. The first Eternal we're going to talk about is the wisecracking Kingo. Kumail Nanjiani is playing the character, and as you may be aware, he got absolutely ripped for this role. He went to the point where the guys from Marvel actually had to ask him to stop getting any bigger. Anyway, he is the one that brings a lot of fun into this film. He steals every scene he is in. Unlike other Eternals, he likes the idea of fame, and actually hides in plain sight as an infamous Bollywood actor. So yeah, Disney is bringing Bollywood to the MCU with Kumail's amazing dance number. But enough about the personality of this jokester. Let's talk about why we're here, his powers and abilities. In the comics, the Eternals usually share one similar set of abilities. They all possess superhuman strength, speed, stamina, agility, flight, superhuman reflexes, and durability. But the degree of these powers keeps varying among them. Apart from the similar abilities, they also have a few distinct powers that differentiate them from each other. Even in the MCU, all Eternals share similar abilities up to a certain extent. But these common powers have been toned down, and the focus has been placed on certain special powers. For instance, Kingo does possess superhuman strength. He might be as strong as MCU's regular super soldier, or maybe a little stronger than that. He's clearly quite capable of taking on a deviant all alone. But his strength probably isn't a match for the likes of Gilgamesh or Icarus. Although, his specialty in the MCU is projectile beams. Like Icarus uses the cosmic energy for his heat vision, Kingo can shoot powerful energy projectiles and blast from his hands and fingertips. We all must have wanted this ability when we were children. I'm sure every one of you must have created an imaginary gun by pointing 2 fingers up. Well, Kingo actually has guns in his fingers. So it's probably the most efficient weapon to wield. His powers here are quite different from the books. There he hailed from a Japanese settlement instead of India. And despite having cosmic energy manipulation, he preferred to fight in the traditional manner of the samurai. Coming back to the MCU, it's safe to say that Kingo's other talents involve acting. He must be fluent in Hindi and other Indian languages, and he is also fluent in English and sign language. Okay now, moving on from Kingo, our next Eternal is Druig.
He stands up for what he believes in and that there shouldn't be violence. Don't.
As an Eternal, Druig is genetically able to live for centuries before aging affects him. He may not be as strong as Kingo, Icarus, Athena, or Gilgamesh, but he does have basic Eternal endurance and durability. And his special ability is mental manipulation. The Celestials have designed Eternals in a way that all of them are genetically capable of using small amounts of cosmic energy. So, as I've mentioned, they grant themselves a special ability that differentiates them from each other. And Druig can use his share of cosmic energy to control the minds of humans. Once in control, he creates a telepathic link with them, and he can also choose to possess and use them as his own personal puppets. What's crazy is that he can control several people at once, so he'd have his own little army to actually fight for him. This ability could also be used for very dark purposes, but let's not dwell on that right now. In the comics, Druig is actually much stronger. Not only is he super strong, but he can also cast illusions, fly, teleport, and do so much more. The MCU has rightfully taken all these abilities away from him, and they've made him the darker one. He prefers to live away from the humans and their technology, and he actually has a cult of human followers whom we saw in the trailers as well. Okay now, we've got to move on to the next male Eternal, who is Phastos. He is another one of MCU's characters that belongs to the LGBTQ community. In the present day, we'd find him living a quiet life with his husband and son.
What's your superpower?
You know that your babysitting privileges are completely revoked, right?
Aside from his immortality, he is the smart one amongst the Eternals. Like Tony Stark is the inventor of the Avengers, and Rocket fulfills that purpose for the Guardians, it is Phastos who does that for the Eternals. His specialty is matter manipulation. Cersei can change non-sentient matter to whatever she feels like, but Phastos is able to create whatever he can imagine, given that he has enough raw material at his disposal. He can use his mind and cosmic energy to assemble anything out of any technology around him, so he can literally form the craziest of weapons mid-battle. Again, his abilities have also been changed from the comics. In the books, he has flight, teleportation, and peak physical strength. He also has low-level psychic abilities, but we're gonna see none of that in the MCU. Since he is so tech-savvy, it is possible that he has been nudging Earth towards technological advancements for centuries. These were all the individual abilities that these characters have, but they can actually do something that neither the Avengers nor the Guardians can. They can pool their cosmic energy to form the Unimind. It happens when multiple Eternals join their will and intelligence. They assemble to create one giant being that is formed of light, mind, and pure cosmic energy. Taking this family down in the Unimind state is next to impossible. Okay, that's all from the powers and abilities of these 3 male Eternals who were left. In our next video, we're going to focus on the rest of the 3 females of this slightly dysfunctional family. In the meanwhile, you guys could give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and educated yourselves. And don't forget to check out some more fun content on our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!